Hello everyone. Well, I guess I'm on a Compaq kick, this being the second Compaq system in a row. Got another one of those funny little Presario desktops with the built-in JBL speakers. This system also has some interesting features that are surprising for its time period, being the late 90s, but we're not going to go spoil those surprises now, are we? Let's get into this thing. Now, I've had a system like this on the channel before, a 2240 to be exact, but this one seems slightly older, which makes the presence of that DVD-ROM drive even more interesting. That definitely looks OEM. Look at the perfect color match, or near perfect color match. And if so, this is definitely the oldest system I've ever seen with an OEM DVD-ROM drive, because this has got to be from late 90s, like really late 90s, 98 or 99, seeing as it's powered by Pentium 2. DVDs were still quite new and fancy in that period, and of course it has the built-in JBL Pro speakers, and they actually sound pretty decent. This side actually has a subwoofer. Weirdly enough, that one doesn't. And it feels like the speaker grill's a little bit dented. This machine seems like it had a hard life. And here we are at the back. I'm quite surprised to see onboard graphics versus an expansion card that would presumably be doing MPEG decoding. So I'm very curious how they're handling that to support that DVD drive. And I'm even more surprised to see USB on here. This thing was bleeding edge for its time. Interesting, it looks like it's part of this little expansion breakout shield thing. And the OG serial port thrown in for good measure. And of course, onboard sound. And who could forget the good old dial-up modem? Had to be able to go online, you know? Okay, let's get this thing open. Okay, the 3 screws are de-screwed. And then this just pulls back. And gets caught on absolutely everything, as I recall. There we go. Man, this thing looks biohazardous. I don't know if that's dust or some kind of class of horrible mold. I better try not to breathe too much around this thing, at least until it's cleaned up. And I see we do have a hard drive. It looks like one of those quantum Bigfoot drives. And what is going on? Those are CDs. Who is sticking CDs in there underneath the DVD drive? Let's get this thing on the stand. Yeah, it looks like there's at least 4 CDs in there. Actually, that one looks like a DVD. Maybe. This one underneath. Well, that's new. We don't come across that very often, or actually ever. When I find optical media, it's usually in the drive. Alright, I'll start breaking this thing down. It's a short, stubby little floppy cable. They didn't put more than they need in there. And this power supply flap serves as the CPU fan. It's kind of crazy that that can produce enough airflow for a Pentium 2. That is just the power supply fan doing that. And I'm starting to see what's going on with the video. Looks like an ATI Rage LT Pro with the expandable VRAM. So dim looking thing. But now we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's get this power supply out of here so it's out of our way. And that's just 4 screws. Nope. Got one. Man, the dust just never ends in this thing. Let's see if I can also get this USB game port thing off. Looks like a single screw. Yeah, seems like it. It's one less thing in the way. And now I can get at those discs. Let's get that out of the way. What have we got? Backyard Soccer MLS Edition from HumongousSports.com. Gotta see if that still exists. That looks pretty cool. Pretty badly scratched there. I guess from getting jammed in. I don't think that got the data layer though. Looks okay. Alright, what do we got next? I have no earthly clue. Let's see, reading around it says from Forefront Records. That doesn't tell me anything. From Franklin, Tennessee. That's where I found this machine. I wonder if that was just some local record label or something. It's from 2003. Terribly scratched. Well, we'll have to give that a listen, assuming it's not copyrighted. Alright, what's next? PlayStation game. MX vs. ATV Unleashed. This had to be the doing of a kid shoving discs in here. Okay, moving on. That's another PS2 game. Kingdom Hearts. It also feels like, yeah, scratched to hell. And looks like this is the last one. Oh, yeah, they're all mostly PlayStation games. Okay, now, Audio Adrenaline, whatever that means. But there's that forefront communications thing again. So this is a recurring theme. Must be the same as that other unidentifiable disc. Huh. At least we found one PC game. See, I don't think there's any more in there. No, it doesn't look like it. And now for our only peripheral card. Regular old Rockwell dial-up modem of the ISA variety. Good for that. Let's go ahead and pull that CPU out of there. These two tabs push in towards the CPU. And there it is. Looks like the 333 megahertz version. And no fan to clean. That makes our job a little easier. Let's see, what we got up here. Other than a mess. 333 megahertz, 512K cache. Good old Pentium 2. Let's see, how about the RAM? Let's get that serial connection out of the way. That thing's in there. And that's 16 megs SD RAM. Seems to be the Compaq original stick. Same as the other one, it looks like. Although this one looks bigger. 32 megs. That's an unusual combination. Wonder why they would do that. It's definitely a Compaq stick. And there's somebody else is messing around in here. Oh well, 48 megs, I'll take it. Now let's do some archaeology to check out that graphics hardware. And yeah, ATI Rage LT Pro, connected via AGP. And even though this slot looks like a regular laptop SODIMM module, you can't just use one of those, obviously. Not even sure if it'll fit. It sure does look close. This is actually called SG RAM, or Synchronous Graphics RAM, real creative. And I think the Compaq iterations are particularly proprietary to Compaq, so you need an actual Compaq module for onboard Compaq systems. And I do not believe this chip has full MPEG-2 acceleration. Pretty sure it has partial or soft DVD decoding, so it will be working in combination with the CPU, helping it out. Very curious to see how it actually handles DVD playback, because I noticed there were no movies in that disk stack we pulled out. And at first glance, all these capacitors look okay. This might have been before the full grips of the capacitor plague took hold. Yeah, these actually all look great. Even the ones over here. And this right here is the audio amplifier chip for those speakers. And there's a better look at that. A TDA 1515BQ. And here's a fun fact. If you were inclined to build your own audio amp, you could harvest one of those chips and look up the datasheet. The datasheet gives you an example circuit schematic for driving it. At least that's what I used to do with these back in the day, when I would find them in dead stereos or any other junk audio equipment. And for the sound card, we got an ESS audio drive, ES1869F. That's a pretty good, highly DOS-compatible chip. It'll do Sound Blaster and AdLib without any fuss. Also has on-chip FM synth, although it's not pure Yamaha OPL3. It is compatible with it. It'll do a decent enough job. Okay, now let's go ahead and remove this drive cage. They thoughtfully put a little notch here to accommodate the screwdriver for this one down here. And it's just 3 screws, that one and these 2 up here. And it looks like this cable runs through it, so let's disconnect that. And this should slide back. And ouch. Wait, what the hell? Is that an Uno card? It sure is. Guess CDs weren't the only thing they were sticking in there. It's the Uno 2X card. Glad it's not the reverse card. Does that mean we're going to find 2 times the excitement in this thing? And the board for that front headphone jack has got way more going on than I was expecting. Why does that thing need all that circuitry? I guess they were unwilling to put all the headphone amplification on the motherboard. Oh, that's interesting. Well, to me it is. And it is interesting how this floppy drive is just dangling around in there. It just has the top 2 screws. Nothing on this end. What was that Compaq's doing? Also notice there's no screws on this side of the DVD-ROM drive either. And the hard drive also, similarly, has some loosey-goosiness going on, although not nearly as bad. They just got that screw in the front. Oh, okay, the screw is just loose. I was allowing it to do a little walk in there. Was it lazy day at the Compaq factory? Or has somebody been poking around in here? Let's start removing these. Thing's tight. And actually, it's not even possible to fully screw in that floppy drive. You can't get a screwdriver in there. Got this metal in the way. So I guess that's just how that is. Just a little loose in there. Not even any way to put screws through the bottom. That's pretty wild. Now let's release the Bigfoot. Hopefully my screwdriver is long enough to get in here. Just barely. And finally, our maligned floppy drive. This thing is so catchy. Every drive gets hung up on it. And there's that Quantum Bigfoot. 8 gigabytes of Fury, and Compaq Original, of course. I actually have another one of this exact model drive. It's one of the only components from my computing childhood that I still own. And that drive does still work, so hopefully this one also still works. The anecdotal odds are in its favor. And that one also came from a Compaq. These drives are kind of funny. They're wide and flat. They're half height in this dimension, or I guess that'd be quarter height. And they got this little window on the underside. You can actually see inside the drive through there. Can't see the platters or anything, but you can see the heads actuating back and forth. So that's how this drive is set up inside. Here's the heads and the spindles over here. I'd love to know why they had that there versus just making it a slab of aluminum. I guess for inspection purposes. And there's that DVD-ROM drive made by Hitachi. And it does indeed appear to be Compaq Original. With a manufacture date of July 1998, that is definitely the earliest DVD-ROM drive I've ever come across. Considering DVDs didn't hit the mass market in the US until early to mid 1997, this was quite a high-spec machine for its time. I'd love to know what it originally cost. I have to do some major internet digging to find that out. And there's a floppy drive, made by NEC, Compaq Original of course, and it's a bloody mess, so let's get it cleaned up. We seem to have a single screw back here. Yeah, these floppy drives for systems with custom molded faceplates are very important. So you're never going to find a replacement drive, or it's going to be very difficult to find replacement drives. And I like to maintain the original look of these machines if I can. So it's very important that we do this maintenance. Not the easiest thing in the world to open. I'll do the same thing on the other side. There we go. And yeah, pretty much what I expected. Dusty mess. Let's sweep that out. Dust runs deep in this thing. And I'll just do a quick clean of that button and door. I don't think I need to take it completely off. It's not the worst. Good enough. And let's make sure those heads are clean. I know you've seen me clean a floppy drive 1,000 times by now, but I do it for the children, just in case this is the first time somebody's watching. And those are pretty clean. And I'll do the lead screw. Clean the old grease off. There's barely any grease on this, like at all. Kind of crazy. Thought NEC was better than that. Maybe it doesn't really need it, who knows. But I need it. I need to know it's there anyway. I actually gotta be careful with this one because there's a little opto coupler, a little track zero, optical track zero sensor that I did just get a dab of grease on, although it's on the outside. I'll clean that up. So actually going to remove some of this excess. Sometimes go a little overboard. You can learn a thing or two from NEC. The other categories. Now, this thing needs some major dust evacuation, so I do want to get it completely apart, like getting under the speaker box and everything, as well as getting under the motherboard, because I can't imagine what dusty horrors might be lurking underneath. That's going to bother me endlessly. Let's just go ahead and disconnect everything from the board, thing that remains. Now let's get that faceplate off. Just a bunch of clips. Goes something like this. Okay, that last one's really hard to get to. Actually, I don't even see it. Oh, it's under there. Under the speaker box, I'm going to have to assault it with a screwdriver. I'm working kind of blind here. There we go. And now I can get rid of that speaker box. How dare you? Yeah, you know what? I'm taking the rest out. This thing is going to be a skeleton. I love how this headphone jack board has the notches to accommodate the screwdriver. Notches in the top here. Some top-notch engineering. Let's see. Oh, wait, what? How do they expect you to get that out of there? It's got this giant ferrule on it. Unless I'm supposed to take that apart. Looks like it comes apart fairly easily, but will this connector fit through there? I guess it would, because how else would they do it? Huh, that's fun. Well, let's pop that open. Get it out here so you can see. They were serious about their headphone quality. Now, it should come out. There we go. And now the lighty up sleep button board. Oh, don't you mess with me. Good. Let's see what wild crap they got going on here. This loops through front there. Eh, simple enough. Yeah, you know what? I'm taking the speaker out too. Now let's get the motherboard out. A lot of these screws are loose. Maybe it was a lazy day at the Compaq factory. Alright, so not as terrible as I was expecting, but still rather have the board out of the way. And we revealed a date on that case. It's July 18th, 1998. Seems to track. From ProCase. Wonder if that's still around. Now I'm actually going to try to clean up in a lung-friendly way. I know, I don't recognize me either. Brace for annoying vacuum sounds. Spare the lungs but destroy the ears, and I still missed some spots. Can't really see too well over here. Okay, the inside's good. And let's not even bother with the vacuum for the front part. How much damage could that little bit of dust really do? Now it's the motherboard's turn, but I don't like to use vacuums on motherboards, because the airflow does create a static charge. I don't think it would be a problem necessarily right now because we're already 70% humidity. But I still don't like it, so I'm just gonna sweep off to the side and suck it up from there and see how that goes. Good enough. And hey, I can still breathe. Now let's see, what are the chances that battery is a survivor? None whatsoever. We got 0.009 volts. It's not nothing, but it might as well be. Let's get that changed out. Oop, good thing it's dead. And man, I'm doing this video all kinds of out of order. Usually case cleanup comes last. But this thing is just so bad, it's just more convenient to get it done now. But at least it'll be pretty for its YouTube debut. And start it easy with some Windex and a paper towel. This thing is in surprisingly good condition for being subject to unscrupulous children cramming things in there. Actually, that's got to be popped out. That thing is tough. Try not to break these little tabs. They bent uncomfortably far. Okay, we're good though. No breakage. Yeah, I wanted to get around this edge. Seems like we may have had more than one encounter with a soda spill. And some of these marks are paint damage. Probably from whatever bashed that speaker grill. And it looks like I finished off the Pentium 2 sticker, though it was already pretty faded to begin with. This Compaq logo is also really faded. I think this thing might have had some direct sun exposure. In fact, looking closely at the Q, it looks like there's a little spot that was behind some dirt or something that protected it from the sun. Yeah, it's fading. We'll just do our best. And some of these spots are going to require something more drastic. The magic eraser. Alright, that's looking better. But I wonder what's up with this model badge being off-center. It's definitely glued on there, feels like. I wonder if I have some double-stick tape that's thin enough to replace that. Looks like, yeah, it's about to come right off. Looks like we're doing that. Get some of that ultra thin stuff. Alright, some of my double-sided thermal tape seems like it's thin enough. So we'll give that a try. Peel that backing tape off. And I had better nail this alignment because it's probably not coming back off. Well, it's better than it was. Actually, yeah, not too bad. At the right angle. Now see if I can pop that speaker grill dent out. Yeah, mostly. That backing paper just slipped. Yeah, it's a lot better than it was. Let's see if I can get that back into appropriate position. It's probably the only thing saving those speakers from being full of 5 pounds of dust. I have to loosen that little tab there. Push this in slightly, and that should slide back. Lock that in. Good enough. Yeah, better clean the backside too. Actually, I should have done that first. Like I said, we're going out of order. It's probably the most love this system's ever had. And can you imagine what kind of dust devils are living inside that power supply? Well, imagine not, because we're going to take it apart and see. That is once I figured out how to get in there. Let's see. All right, I got 3 screws down here, and it looks like it does a slidey thing. Let's go with that. And yeah, I got to give the usual spiel about power supply safety. Don't go poking around if you don't know what you're doing, because you could get zapped, and it's never fun. This one's been powered off for who knows how long, so I'm not the slightest bit worried about it. Okay, where did that get us? Looks like this should come up, right? It's very reluctant to do so. There we go. I don't know what it was stuck on. Probably the adhesive from that stupid flap thing. And yeah, look at that little chunk of dust. But otherwise, actually looks really good in here. Whoa, look at the lid. You can tell this house probably didn't have HVAC or any kind of central filtering. Wonder what these kids' lungs looked like. All right, now that fan's gonna have to come out. That thing is in bad condition. Yeah, there was no cleaning that from the outside. Bearing seems good though. These Super Red fans are usually great. Let's clean this thing up proper. Okay, now that my shop vac needs an asthma inhaler, that fan is clean. Let's see if it's even any good. I'll send it some 12 volts. Yep, actually sounds great. Not the quietest, but it's moving a ton of air. I guess I had to, pulling double duty or triple duty, system fan, CPU fan, and power supply fan. It will work. Now, I still don't have a way to test these power supplies. They use some kind of non-standard power on signal, and the internet is completely devoid of any information on it, so I figure it's probably highly Compaq proprietary. This actually caused me to misdiagnose one of these power supplies in the past, so I thought it was dead, but it wasn't dead. It was just sleeping. So this time I want to probe around and see if I can figure out the power on signal. It's got to be either a wire being pulled low or 5 volts being applied to something. Can't be that complicated. Well, let's go ahead and turn this on. And as expected, does nothing. See if we've got voltage on any of these pins. These are like the most likely to be non-standard. Nothing on blue. Nothing on yellow. 5 volts on purple. Nothing on gray. So 5 volts is purple is a standby voltage. Let's see, these I expect probably to be off. Yep. These should all be on the same bus. Green wire has nothing. That one's suspicious. That could be power on signal. Let's see, these are most likely ground. Yeah, they seem groundy. Got these yellows, nothing there, so yeah, obviously we're off. And ground. Okay, first, do the safer option and try taking that green wire low. And that doesn't do it. Oh, no, that does do it. Just had a bad connection. Aha! We have figured it out. We've conquered the Compaq Presario proprietary power supply madness. And that thing appears to be working. Let's test the voltages and see if everything's cromulent. Let's see, we'll just test 12 and 5 volts. Alright, 12 volts is 12 volting. Close enough. And 5 volts is 5 volts. Very good. So I think that power supply is fine. I'll just give it a few minutes. Alright, that's a few minutes. We are good. So glad I finally figured that out. Now I have a way to test these things. Alright, we're back together. Now it's time to test this thing. Now that it's all nice and clean and looking pretty. There's no power button on these, so I'm just going to go ahead and send it power and see if it turns on. Which comes now. Yep, there it is. some strange sounds out of that DVD drive. And it sounds like Bigfoot's struggling. Possibly. It's posting, but I have no video. I know what's going on. Oh, wait, that's my fault. Got the wrong input selected. There we go. But it does look awfully stuck. Oh, it rebooted, actually. Whoa. That was a weird sound. Yeah, Bigfoot's not healthy sounding. Might not get to see the OS in this one. I'm gonna give it a few power cycles. Sometimes these drives self-correct. You off. Let it fully spin down. Ooh, right at the end there, I hear the head scratching against the disc. Yeah, this one may not have any hope. Let's see. Yeah. Doesn't sound good at all. Well, that is really too bad. I really wanted to see what DVD playback was like on this thing. So I guess it's time to hunt for a restore disc. Oh wait, it came back. I gave it one more power cycle and here it goes. See, that happens really, really frequently. If a hard drive seems like it's dead or just done for, a couple of power cycles, it might come back. And it might take 2 or 3 or 4. Let's see what all Scandisk has to say. Thing is still making bad sounds. Alright, that seems like the death groan. Let's see if I can still exit. Highly doubt it. That's a no. Let's give it one more power cycle. Maybe, just maybe. Still makes that scraping sound when it spins down, though. Okay, so this time I'm going to skip Scandisk. Forget it. See if we can get to Windows. Oh, it's looking good. Oh, did I speak too soon? All right, some signs of life. All right, so I'm gonna actually set this date because I want real timestamps. See when the last time this thing was used. Bringing you into the horrible new millennium. Uh-oh, what's wrong with the keyboard? Oh well, I'm gonna have to look at that. Well, it just worked for exiting Scandisk, so what the... Oh well. I have to click through it. And it could just go ahead and be 11 o'clock, I don't care. Let's go. Yeah, the speakers work. Very, very low, though. Uh-oh. There's that death groan. But maybe... it's not getting stuck there. Yeah, well, let's see. The optical drive was making an awful lot of racket, so there might be a disk in there. Let's see. Or maybe not. Yeah, that's a no. I suppose I could have just opened it, right? Yep, it's empty. Alright. What do we have on this thing? And why is the mouse so laggy? It's going to be awkward. Let's see what we got. Programs. Very laggy. We got a few little games that most likely all require CDs. Well, they have been uninstalled apparently. This must have been a kid's computer. These look like boy kid games. But I know for a fact we have this one. Let's see what is Heat. I'm sure that's a game. Or maybe. Website. Hot Wheels looking broken. And Army Men RTS. Whatever that is. I do want to turn the volume up, and I notice we don't have a volume control down here. this computer would have had extra keyboard buttons, which we clearly don't have. So let's see, on-screen display A. So I'm guessing that's just whatever triggers the graphics when you push buttons on the custom Compaq keyboard, because these are clearly already on. Yeah. Let's go to the control panel and see. I can at least get the volume control. Definitely original Compaq image. Multimedia. Alright, yeah, show volume control. Oh, wait, what? That's a thing? I bet you that's going to require a Windows 98 install CD. I didn't know that was a separate Windows component. Okay, fine. Let's go try to install it. Oh, wait. Okay, well, there's the wave volume. It clearly didn't change. Wait, did I set the volume in there? Anywhere? Just the CD music volume. Okay. How about advanced properties? Nothing more advanced than setting the volume. Okay, yeah, we're not getting anywhere there. Cancel, cancel. Alright, let's see if we can get that volume control component, because I need to hear these nostalgic sounds. Let's see, was it in Windows setup? Maybe it was in multimedia. 10 out of 10 components are selected. Details. Okay, well, yeah, there's volume control. Let's see if we can get this installed without the Windows 98 CD. Yep, knew it. I do not have one handy. Oh, wait. Yeah, I do. Of course, it's 98 SE. I wonder, I'm not sure what edition this is. Let's just try it. Why not? Sometimes I forget who I am. Okay, and clearly that DVD drive, well, seems to work. Seems like it accepted it, but let's see. Aha! It's doing things. So yeah, the DVD drive works. And reads CDRs. That's impressive. Uh-oh. Thought I already did that. And apparently that's not on this disk. I hope it's not part of the one single component that I'm after. Skip file. No, no. Keep skipping. And skip some more. That's some codec. And whatever that is. And that. And I don't even get the option to skip this file. Can we come on? And that's cancel, I guess. Dun dun dun. Well, I wonder if it installed my volume control. Or, you know what? Let's just go ahead and select just that. Since this is apparently an all or nothing affair. Volume control only. Let's go. Apply. Ooh, yes, I think we got it. Uh-oh. Not if old Bigfoot can help it. Alright. Did we win? Do it. Yes. We have won. I had no idea that was a separate program. Doesn't get very loud though. Let's see, and I'm guessing that's that on-screen display configuration utility we just looked at. Yes, it is. All right, nothing new there. All right, well, that's probably the loudest sound we're gonna get. I didn't see any kind of DVD playing software on here at all. I'm sure it's not whatever 3DO is. That's that game. And stay within the bounds. Let's try playing this. No CD. Yeah, I figured. Okay then. So you know, of course I'm gonna try this. First I gotta clean off the child fingerprints from the past. They survived all this time. And this disc will even play. There's some pretty bad scratches. It's, well, not the data layer, but might be cause unrecoverable errors. Let's find out. And hey, look, it auto runs. How convenient. Let's play. Some silly sounds. Cutting edge graphics, man. And yeah, I always leave those cutscenes in there because there's always going to be that one person to where that's just nostalgic gold. But these speakers are so incredibly low. I'm going to connect my external speakers. There we go. My potentiometer is getting dirty. Alright, single game, I guess. Tin Can Alley. Well, I better put it on easy mode. I don't even know how to play soccer. Alright, continuing. An awful lot of stuff like this going on. Don't even know if these are real teams. I'm just gonna pick that first one. Okay, it'll be Colorado Rapids. Sure. Heads or tails? Let's go heads. What? No way. Whatever that means. Okay, what do I do? Pick my team, I guess? Can you just do this for me? Cool, looks good.
Welcome back to the fun, you naughty soccer lovers, you. This is Sunny Day and my pal Earl Grey with a hearty hi-ho to ya.
Certainly, Sonny. It's a pleasure.
Playing in today's game are Colorado Rapids and the Junior Monsters.
Junior
Some
Monsters?
of you may be wondering how I got my name. It's very simple. When the stork dropped me off at the hospital, my parents were having tea. Their favorite tea is Earl Grey tea. Now, my surname is Grey, and they thought it would be lovely if they named me Earl. That way it would be easy for everyone to remember my name. It's done the trick quite well, too.
Let's see what
This seems like cultural appropriation. Okay, do things.
Colorado Rapids. Get the match underway.
Okay, how? I'm going to click something. Can you do stuff? What? Look at that! It did a thing.
Play to the far sideline.
What? No, you're kicking in the wrong direction. Who are you?
Impressive control.
No, not that way.
Right, across.
Who am I controlling? Okay,
Punches it across.
controlling that troll doll looking thing.
Brings
guess.
it under control.
Why won't it go over there?
Olsen controls the ball. Slides in.
Bro. I didn't think I'd be this bad at this.
Drives it upfield.
Oh, okay. No! This is my turf, isn't it? Or whatever. Soccer means.
Controls it. And it's a goal kick.
What? They kicked it behind the trash can. Surely that wasn't the goal. Okay. I'm gonna try this one more time. Wait a minute. Instant replay. Yeah. This proves my point. It just glitched through the trash can. Okay, come on. I want a rematch.
That'll be a goal kick for Colorado Rapids.
Wait. I scored? What? There's so much I don't know about soccer. Do stuff. Yeah, so I guess this is the right direction, right? Keep going, bro.
No team.
But do something.
Pick one.
Yes, that's where I won before. Out of play. Okay. I think your collision detection is very confused. Okay, yeah, I don't need to see that again. Let's go.
He's thrown it in.
We're giving it one more chance.
Clears that one.
Good, good. Ah,
Heads it under control.
let's
Right
go.
away. Sends it back.
These people are really into recycling.
Slide in.
So close.
Reach, poke the free.
Come on, get in there. Hey, yes.
Gone in.
Maybe the coach should instruct that player on which goal is theirs.
Wait a minute. How you tell me that's the wrong goal now? I thought I scored a goal earlier. Okay, I clearly have no idea what's going on. Okay, well I'll try that direction now.
Colorado Rapids will restart the game.
Thanks. Let's go.
Sends the ball in.
This time. No, wrong way. I still have no idea what actually to do to control this. Uh-oh. What'd I do?
And that's the end of the first half.
Oh, that was fast.
The Rapids are down 1-0. Let's cheer them on through
Oh,
another
you
half
shut your
and hope
mouth.
that they can kick things into gear.
I think they have a legitimate chance to take hold of this match in the second half. They suffered a few defensive lapses in the first half, but I have every confidence that their fine coach will make the necessary adjustments to get them going in the second.
Well, as long as you have confidence. Come on, let's go.
The Monsters will start the second half.
How dare you?
Coincidence. Passes it upfield.
Get in there.
Moves the ball forward
Tremendous ball control.
with the big foot. It's gone in.
Okay,
Bad luck. Hopefully they can recover from that mishap and play on.
so that's also not my goal? Okay. I've had enough of this. Let's get out of here.
Rapids will restart the game.
How do I end the game? I'm like really stuck in here. Did something. Okay, there we go. Let's get rid of you. What? No, it can't close? Opening as task manager. Oh, there we are. Kill that. Yes, please. Let's go rooting through the garbage. Okay, so I guess that's how they uninstalled things. There's a Tonka space station? Why didn't I have that when I was a kid? Alright, let's see what else is on here. See if they have any documents with dates on them. Command and Conquer? Command and Conquer Generals. So clearly no documents and no saves in there to date. Yeah. About pictures, most likely not. Correct. How about the root of the drive? Let's embiggen that. View. Details. Alright, so February 2002 is the latest so far. 2005, that's a long time to be using this machine. This machine would have been incredibly out of date by then. Okay, so we have a winner there. And this is probably all auto-generated stuff. Let's see what's in the temp directory. Probably not newer. No, same. Alright, up. Let's see. There, we just have date stamps from today. Alright, 7/4. Actually, the 4th of July, 2005. I wonder what would have been changing autoexec.that. Let's see, let's take a peek in there. Program files / heat. Heat was that malware looking program, right? It was just a web link. Yeah, let's see what that URL is. An old Internet Explorer. No URL, eh? Where is... I don't even have an address bar. What have they done to you? Why is it up here? Heat.net. I'm gonna guess that doesn't exist anymore. And yep, I just checked. Seems to belong to an HVAC company based in Miami. Let's see, there were program files. If I read that correctly. Heat. This must have been some kind of adware. Or spyware or something. Heat up. What date's this from? It's from the late 90s. Huh. Interesting. Actually, let's try to run it. See what it does. Heat up must be invoked from the web. Castanet. What? Heat keeps a record of what files you've downloaded and won't make you download them again. This is seeming kind of sus. Unexpected failure. It's the worst kind of failure. Alright, let's get it here. Yeah. I can only guess what that was. Let's see the art. Okay, so some gamey type thing, I guess. Huh. Can't view JPEGs, eh? Not old QuickTime. But didn't it just do that? Let's see. Yeah, it's showing it anyway. Don't know what QuickTime was complaining for. Alright, so this is some online game. Early online game. Let's see, launch game. Trying to figure out what kind of game. If I had to guess, I'd say multiple games. Okay. But you know, I'm still surprised. I don't see anything with which to play DVDs. Unless QuickTime can. Or Cyberflix. Let's see, what's that? Power Rangers? What? Clearly not a media player, but I am intrigued. PR or Rangers? Which one to pick? Let's try this one. Oh, that's the CD drive. Looking for a CD I don't have. Get back in there. See what the README is all about. Zeo versus Machine Empire from 1996. Okay, well that explains that. So there were a lot more games on here than the start menu lets on. Like, a lot more. Let's see what we got from EA Games. Oh, that's Command & Conquer. I didn't know about that. E-Games. Mahjong Master. Simply game. But there's no game in there. So sad. This thing had just about every game there was. Alright, so I guess QuickTime could probably play a DVD. I don't even know if I have a DVD. Like an actual DVD. Okay, this is what a dork I am. This is the only DVD I could find. An instructional video on how to rebuild engines that I bought about 18 years ago. It's actually a fantastic overview of how to rebuild a small block Chevy. But it's a good DVD in a good condition, so we're gonna try it. Let's see if we get auto run or something. Okay, something's happening. I'm trying to. Okay, never mind, I guess not. Let's try opening up QuickTime. Upgrade to QuickTime Pro 4? What? I could save internet videos. What a time to be alive. Upgrade later. Okay, yeah, absolutely not. Let's see, can you play DVDs? Doesn't look promising. Open movie. Yeah, I highly doubt QuickTime 4 can do it. Yeah, there's absolutely no way, right? Nope. Why would they put a DVD drive in a computer with no DVD playing program unless they uninstalled it? Can't even think of a appropriate program of the time period to play this with. What's DK Media? Obviously not a DVD player. But I gotta see, what's the new way things work? Ebook or something? Hello, distraction. Okay. More like the new way things don't work. Okay, go away. Anyway, continuing. What else could possibly play this? Nothing jumps out at me. I know Winamp's not on here. But you know what? Let's try to install it. This installer from 2002. I don't think Winamp can play DVDs anyway, but maybe. Just maybe. Go on. Okay, do a bunch of things. Stop bugging me! I forgot about that. Next. Ah, we can't connect. They'll never see my survey. Run Winamp. Thing really wants to connect back to Winamp. Oh, you know, I gotta hear the demo.
Winamp. Mama tested. Mother approved.
How's that for a nostalgia trigger? Alright, I doubt this plays DVDs. Let's see. Nope. Installed Winamp for nothing. How about Interactive Vision? Okay, now that's a game. An uninstalled game. Maybe Interplay? Guessing that's what that is. Whip and Whiplash. It's a DOS game. Let's see. What could this possibly be? Wow, they made it so convenient to register my copy of Whiplash private label. Yeah, let's not care. Alright, that's DOS 4 GW, so it's definitely a DOS game running in real mode, effective mode. That works. It's an old racing game. Alright, let's pick that. That looks fast. Are you kidding me? I was so ready. Okay. Well, not getting any there. Goodbye. And this thing's got a lot of games. Let's see, what did the FBI have on here? Beans? Why is the FBI storing beans on my computer? Ooh, what's this? It looks video-y. What? Where is pudintro.dir? Oh, you're asking the wrong person, buddy. Alright, let's get out of here. No. Oh well, we'll never know. Let's get out. Okay, well, another quick look through program files, but I don't think, unless it's something I'm just not familiar with, computer DVD playback from the late 90s. Surely not Windows Media Player. Doubt that can play DVDs. That's from 2001, so no such options here. Oh, look at these favorites. Hold on. There's a lot of them. Need a way to not cut that off. Uh-oh. I thought the hard drive was... Maybe it is dying. We might be done here. Come on! You lasted this long. There we go. Okay, no favorites there, but what was in that documents folder? Bunch of non-documents. Okay, yeah, so they were definitely using this computer well into the 2000s, mid-2000s. So 2005 does seem plausible. Okay, Windows Media Player. Surely cannot open DVDs. Browse. Media files, all types. Are you sure about that? Yep, I knew you were full of lies. All files. Let's see, let's watch it freak out. Try it. Oh, wait, what? Don't tell me it's actually playing it. I did not expect that to work. I was so ready to be like, yeah, right. Now it's playing. Maybe full screen. Maybe click full screen. Okay. Let's see, let's skip ahead. This seems like a pretty good frame rate. But I can't, how do I skip ahead? Use your head, be careful. Okay, so this is just the menu VOB file. Let's open up one of the other ones. That's a really surprisingly good frame rate. I did not expect us to be able to play VOB files. Oh, you're not gonna remember my selection. And let's choose one of the later ones. This one, why not? Do it. You're not gonna play? Okay, maybe that was some kind of like interstitial. Let's go to the next one. You stubborn. Let's see, it was just turn the 0 to the 1, right? And we go through that dialog box. There we go. Full screen. Hope I don't get a copyright strike for this. Yeah, it's playing. Crazy low volume. But the frame rate is pretty great. That's watchable. Huh. Well, how about that? I'm honestly completely surprised. This plays it all. I got some interlacing problems going on, but yeah, check that frame rate out. All right, well, we confirmed that. Let me get out of here before I get a copyright demon at my door. Well, it's definitely the oldest computer I've ever played a DVD on. That's crazy. Okay, now, I definitely want to run a full Scandisk run on this drive just to see if it makes it through. Maybe to at least mark the bad sectors. Uh-oh. There's the death groan. Can we get through it? Maybe. Okay, got 3.5 megabytes of lost data. You know what, let's just not even care about that right now. I'm more interested in the surface scan. Don't fix it. I don't want to get stuck trying to do something that doesn't matter. Amount of free space is being incorrectly reported. I forgot about all these old-timey problems. You know what, don't even fix that. And you're not going to run my surface scan. Ah, not without fixing, I guess. Fine. We'll see if we get through an auto fix. Alright, we don't care about undoing. Do all the damage you want. Okay, got through that fix. Okay, no pre-existing bad sectors. See what turns up. This is going to take a long time. Okay, it looks like we're stuck here. Drive is just making its terrible groaning sound. Gotta put the microphone up close so you can get a good sample of that. Yeah, so I guess I'll just leave this running overnight, and who knows, maybe it'll sort itself out. I'm kind of surprised it hasn't found any bad sectors up to this point. Okay, well, let's see what happens tomorrow. Okay, I woke up to this. No surprise. Let's see if we can get past it. Alright, one bad sector. Now on to the next one. Who knows how long that's going to take. Okay, we're steadily increasing. Oh, okay. Only 5 in that one little spot so far. Definitely got some physical damage going on. Ho ho, it's getting hairy now. I haven't had a disk this bad in a while. Okay, we made it through. Got the dreaded physical damage message, as expected. Let's see what the damage is. 46 bad clusters. You know, thought it would be a lot worse, honestly. So I wonder if this drive will be any more usable now that those sectors are being avoided. Alright, let's get it here. Now I guess we might as well test the floppy drive. Looking good. Yep, working happily. Well, let's give it some exercise. Let's copy a bunch of stuff off. Just make a junk directory on C drive. And then... Oop. Let's go. Working just like new. Ah, the old disk duet. You just don't get that on modern machines. Alright, 43 files, copied successfully. I'd say that drive's good. But there is one detail they missed. Look at the color difference between the button and the faceplate there. No matchy-matchy. Oh well, still works. Well, I sure am glad that Quantum Bigfoot held on long enough to give us that OS exploration. Those drives, they're kinda known for dying, according to legend. Seems they have a pretty high failure rate. Although that's definitely not true for this one that I've had for a quarter century now. Though obviously not in continuous use. I have definitely not given it the best life though. It's been knocking around here forever. And it still works perfectly. No bad sectors, no bad anything. Guess it's one of the good ones. Yeah, I'd like to give my enormous thanks to the patrons, channel supporters, who are keeping this show going. We're slowly, steadily trying to get to a consistent upload schedule. Almost there. Thank you all so much for your support, and thanks for watching.